Well, for many people, owning rental property is a key part of their investment strategy and retirement planning. It provides income and potential appreciation, but it also comes with significant risks. And joining me today in the studio to discuss how to protect your assets is Vincent J. Russo, and we did not plan this, but we matched today, which...
Great choice.
I know, right? We're on point, so it's going to be a good segment. So, Vincent, we hear about horror stories about landlords getting sued sometimes. So, one of the first questions in my mind popped in, why owning rental property in your own personal name can be risky?
Yes, it can be very risky because if someone sues due to an injury on the property or sues you in any way related to the property that you're renting, you are personally liable. What that means is that all of your personal assets can be attacked by the creditor. There's unlimited liability. And so that's very risky. And there are ways of protecting yourself, but you don't want to be totally vulnerable in that situation.
So can you talk about the strategies that you recommend to limiting the liability?
Yes, I think the number one strategy is a limited liability company, an LLC. It's similar to like a corporation. And you would transfer your property into the LLC. And what that does is it limits the liability to only that one asset. Your personal assets, your bank accounts, for example, your brokerage account would not be, your personal residence would not be exposed. So that allows for asset protection. Now, if you own multiple properties, the idea would be to have an LLC for each one, all right? And that way you're compartmentalizing, having trouble with that one. You're putting them in separate buckets.
Yes, compartmentalizing.
That's right. Thank you. and so that would be a way of protecting yourself from having all of your rental property exposed because of one lawsuit.
All right. So then you're basically adding layers of protection.
Correct.
So if you put it in an LLC, does that mean that you don't need insurance or good insurance?
No, not at all. They work hand in hand. I think the first line of defense is the insurance. And so there are three types of insurance to consider. One is landlord insurance, that you're the owner of the property, so that would protect you against property damage, a fire to the rental property. An umbrella insurance policy is broader coverage than just what's offered in a landlord insurance policy. So I'd recommend considering an umbrella policy. And then lastly, and this is often missed, the renter. The renter can buy renter's insurance. You as a landlord could require the renter to buy renter's insurance. So if there's the renter is negligent and there's a lawsuit, their policy would cover first. So you avoid maybe having to utilize your policies and making claims, which could increase your premiums later on, right? So the idea would be renter's insurance, landlord insurance, and then layer it with umbrella insurance as well, an umbrella policy. So they work hand in hand. You would want to do both.
Okay, and then so you set this LLC up. Is it difficult to maintain? If I'm the landlord, do I have to follow specific rules, going forward?
Yes, and that's really a great question. It's not one and done. First of all, you have to form the limited liability company. You have to file what are called articles of incorporation in the state where you're incorporating. You need to have what's called an operating agreement. These are things a lawyer can help implement for you. But now on the business side, rental property is a business. You have to keep your business records. You need to get a tax ID number. You may have to file a tax return for the LLC. There are some requirements when you have to file a tax return there. So you don't want to use the LLC as your personal ATM. All right, you got to keep it separated. So if you don't, there's this concept called piercing the corporate veil, where you lose your asset protection. If you run it like it's your own personal bank account. You got to run it like a business, and you got to follow the rules.
All right, so someone's watching. They say, I own rental property, but I have it in my name and not in an LLC. Is it too late now to change this over?
Yeah, for most people, it's not too late. LLC can be formed within a day or two or a week if necessary. But there are considerations here. You're going to have a problem forming the LLC after you've been sued. You have to do this in advance, all right? So there are rules that would not allow you to protect your residence or your rental property in that situation. So the key is to plan in advance. If you have rental property, think about moving that property by a deed. A new deed has to be filed, changing the ownership from your name into the LLC.
Wow. I'm just thinking when you were saying, yeah, don't get sued. It's like, all right. So people want to learn more about setting this up. Where can they go to talk, about this?
Sure. First of all, you can go to an experienced estate planner. They should be familiar with forming LLCs and how they work and asset protection planning. Or you can access our law firm at vjrussolaw.com. We have a lot of resources on our website, and you can always call us at 516-683-1717.
All right. Well, always a pleasure. You always open our eyes to all these different informations that we need to know. And we're looking good today. So
well, you have to let me know. I'm back next week.
Next Wednesday, I'll shoot you an email, and let you know what colors we should be wearing.
Absolutely.
But for now, Vincent, we appreciate your time. Thank you as always.